Yeah, tell us some stories, some of your favorite or maybe not so favorite or striking moments about
Yeah.
SF's concert history.
Two come to mind. The first one is well, so it's even hard to talk about Prince, but like you kind of have to, right? So
I've seen
like
every time I saw him was the best time I saw him. I
oh
literally
totally. Like there's nothing like being like at a Prince show and there's nothing like being involved in a Prince show. It always was like hard and fast. You'd find out, put it together like quickly. Like it was not like print shows are planned for months, you know. Print shows are planned like within weeks.
wow,
And so he on his last like mini tour, he did Piano on the Microphone,
microphone. Yeah, we
and
went.
he did 2 nights at the Paramount, which were awesome, like totally insane. And then he decided that he wanted to play Oakland at that time Oracle Arena, and so I think he had done just a show in Australia as Piano and Microphone, and so quickly had to turn it around, figure out the production, all that stuff, which was really cool. Joe Battle, who's our production manager, who you know, who's a badass,
Love
yeah, just the best.
you really.
So they work, they get it all put together, and I have a Fetty Wap show in San Jose the same night as this, as Prince in Oakland.
Yeah.
So I'm at Fetty Wap because, like, as a promoter, you're kind of like, yeah, you even if a big part of being a promoter is you often miss some of the best shows because you're responsible to be at a different show, right?
Yep.
So like I go and I go to San Jose and like I don't know. There's other people there obviously too, but I go there, I deal with it, I kind of need to deal with it. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. I have to go to Prince. So I like, get in my car, just blasting down the freeway, try to get to Oakland to see part of the show. And it was running it was running a little late because Prince always likes to like sound check for a long time. And it was in the round in Oracle. So it's,
Yeah, sure.
square stage in the round, 18,000 people. I walk in and Joe Battle, he looks at me, he's like, "You want to call a show?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want to call a show. Let's go." And I walked in like right before it started, and he had this purple bike. Prince did
Yeah,
that he
not on a
was
scooter.
riding. Huh? Yeah, he had this purple bike that he would ride from his dressing room to the side of the stage and then go. And so he rode out on his bike and got on stage, and he played. Obviously, I think now it came out afterwards. He was not well and was in a lot of pain. I think that's it's sad to think of these like the days prior to everything that happened with him, but he played for like 3 hours and did multiple encores and just gave everything anybody could ever wanted from him. He just always gave so much to his audience. Like you saw that when he played the Fillmore, you saw that when he played arenas. Like everything was like there was no show for him that was different than others. It was always just like he would give everything to his audience, and that is your best performers, that's who they are, is that ability to just like connect and be in that space where you forget like where you are and what's going on. You just are like so in it with them, and that was who Prince is. Just like totally absolutely mesmerizing. And there's nobody who will ever be like Prince. He's just one of a kind.
Yeah, I echo everything you said. And my wife and I were lucky to be there. We remember waiting, out front as we could hear him sound check. We're like,
Yeah.
oh man, he's making us wait again. And we went in, and it was so so wonderful. Yeah, and again, we kind of had like seats that were pretty high up, which
Yeah.
actually was kind of cool because sometimes I like the vantage point of being really like looking down upon everything, being see the whole arena.
Yeah.
But in that case. Yeah, I saw this. I thought it was a scooter. I guess it was a bike, but we were just laughing because he came like rolling out. He's,
Yeah.
Even Prince on a bike is cool as shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's nothing about him that isn't cool. Like,
And
it's like all backstage is like purple. Like it's like, you have purple uplighting and purple drapes on the walls, and it's like you are in the experience. Like there's always just such a vibe.
yeah, and I remember also thinking that show. I was going into it. I was a little disappointed because I'd seen him. The last time I saw him was when he had another show in the round where it was the big the cymbal stage.
Yep.
I think it was also at the arena as well. And I went in with Manny, and we ran into a friend of ours who worked for Golden Voice, and he's like, "Oh, what seats you got?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're like 100 this and that." He's like, "Nope, come with me." And he literally took us down. He put us at like a bar stool right in
Yeah,
front of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
literally right there. And so we were kind of freaked out. My wife's like, "Holy shit!" You know. So, and that was such a special thing with the band and him like kind of going to the like all the different stations everywhere.
Yeah, and you're like, you want to hear Prince play a guitar. That's, I think a lot of people were like, how are we going to have a Prince show without a guitar? Because that's like who he is. But turns out,
Yeah.
like, all he needs is a piano and a microphone, and it's just as fucking good.
Like I said, every time I saw Prince was the best time I saw Prince,
Right?
and it
Totally.
was spelled. I was like my wife and I had tears in our eyes. It was so absolutely beautiful. And then to find out
Yeah.
after that, that was it. That was like a week or two before.
Yeah, it wasn't long. And I think he did maybe one or two shows after those shows,
I think so.
before he ended up passing away. And that was, we've had so many icons die over the last few years. Prince was
Like
just
brutal.
shocking. Like,
Yeah.
it's just because you never, like, he was ageless, he was timeless. Like, you forget that we're all humans, and that kind of brings you back to that. Same thing with Tom Petty. For me, Tom Petty is such an important part of like my musical history. Like, Full Moon Fever was my first tape ever. Like imagine that as a kid. Like I love that record so much, and I love Tom Petty so much. And same thing, with Prince, the two of them. I was just so shocked because like you just forget that we're humans. Like, everybody's a human, and like everybody's vulnerable and all that stuff. So